Welcome everybody to today's Colorado Business Hangout, and we're going to talk about Google Plus for local business. And I am Brad Kilgore from Online Marketing Media, and I'm going to give it my best shot today on giving you the scoop on why we would use Google Plus for all types of business. But before I do that, I want to introduce you to my friends and business partners, and say hello to them. So first of all, we'll say hi to Robert out in Tampa, Florida. How you doing today, Robert?
Hey, doing okay today. A little chilly, but I'm getting by.
A little chilly. Robert says it's chilly in Florida because it's 62 degrees. That's a heat wave in Colorado this time of year.
Yeah.
Anyway, welcome, Robert. And then I also want to introduce Doug DiMercurio, way up in northern Colorado in Windsor. How are you today, Doug?
I'm doing terrific, as usual. If I was doing any better, I don't know what I'd do with myself. So I'm excited for today's hangout. For the rest of you on the line, make sure you get out your pad and pencil, take notes, because we're going to be sharing some stuff that you'll want to make sure that you have it written down so you can refer to it, because this is big for your business, and yeah, it's going to be great. So I'm excited. Ready to rock and roll.
Awesome. Well, thanks, guys. And yeah, like Doug said, we're gonna touch on some important things today. And if you haven't been on our weekly hangout before, you're probably in for more than anything just something that's informative but fun and informal. Usually by the end of our hangout, we're cutting up and joking and got goofy hats on. Who knows what this week might bring? But anyway, so we're looking forward to getting started with that. We want to welcome our guests today. Looks like we've got a few folks on our hangout as well. And if you need to put a chat a question in the chat box, there's basically a button on the very top left-hand corner of your screen, and so you can click on it. It kind of looks like a cloud, and then that will turn on your chat feature. And so that way you can see any questions that might go through. So kicking it off today, and just so you know, we try to keep these to about 30 minutes, sometimes 40 if we go a little bit long. But we want to bring as much value as we can, but we also want to make sure we respect your time. We know it's a weekday, and we know that you are hard at work running your business. So without further ado, I'm going to jump right in and really tell you about why Google Plus for local business is so important. And if you haven't heard of Google Plus, what it is, and how easy it is to get set up and really, to really thrive with it and not just get by with it. So, if you're not already familiar with what it is, Google Plus is a social media platform very similar to Facebook and LinkedIn, but it's all on Google's platform, and that integrates right into your Gmail account. And your Google has basically made their whole platform one password. So most of us probably have a Gmail account by now, which essentially is your Google account. And more than likely, you've gotten invites and different emails from Google within your Gmail account saying, "Hey, join Google Plus," and that type of thing. So I'm going to do a little bit of talking and a little bit of showing to try to put the words together into pictures, so to speak. I'm not going to do a big PowerPoint presentation today, but I am going to be switching back and forth to screen share a little bit to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. So first things first, I am going to connect over to my screen for a moment here and just kind of show you what I'm talking about. If you are in your Gmail account, typically where it's at right here, I'm signed in, but right here it says Plus Brad. That's my Google Plus, my way to get to Google Plus, so to speak. Also, you have these features here, which also can get you to Google Plus, Maps, Gmail, Calendar, whatever else you might have activated in there. All right, so once I get to Google Plus, now I'm in. Now I'm actually in my Google Plus page or profile, and I'm looking at it from a post view. So as you can see, here's some navigation up here. Also, here's some navigation over here. All right, and if I had never been here before, I would want to set up the Google Plus profile, which probably the easiest way to do that would be literally I would search it on YouTube if I wasn't familiar. I would say setting up Google Plus And so when it comes to business, you have to set up a personal page in Google Plus before you can set up your business. Very similar to Facebook. And so once you have that created, or once you've started that process, you actually start filling in your information. So again, I'm on my business or my personal page, so I can add my tagline, put a little bit about me, some of my skills, where I'm at, and that type of thing. The other cool part is down here, as you get this thing developed, you can start adding different things like your website, your LinkedIn page, your Facebook page, your YouTube channel. All of these things are connected, and we'll get into a little bit more of why you would have, why you would connect your website and what have you, because that's got a lot of value and a lot of weight. And now they've actually rolled out custom URLs, meaning it's not just a funny number anymore. You can have an actual custom URL with your name in it, and they'll send you an invite to say, okay, would you like to have that? I recommend getting that. Okay. So once you have that part of it set up, then there's many pieces of it, and I'll kind of go through it. But you have the ability to start connecting with people and adding them to your circles. Your circles are what you create. Okay. And as far as in this case, this person here, my wife, is in my family and my friends' circles. And I've got several circles there, and I can create more. And that way you can basically section off different groups of people so that, first of all, you know where they belong, and then second of all, there's ways to integrate the ability to send them emails through that group. So if I only wanted to send everybody in my family circle a message, I could do that via Gmail through Google+. So, any comments on that one, Doug, before I move on?
No, I think that's, I guess a couple comments related to business for that is that, as you mentioned, you want to set up a personal page and then set up a business page. And you can actually have both of those pages open up at the same time in different tabs. And so you can navigate back and forth, without very simply. But what Google has essentially done is they're making this so it be kind of, they would like this to be your hub where everybody goes to find out about you. And so, like Brad had mentioned, I mean, your Gmail is there, but you've got your Google Plus page, which is like Facebook's social media side of things, and then it's integrated with YouTube as well, and your Google Documents, and
Absolutely. It looks like you froze up a little bit there, Doug.
It is overwhelming to just look at it at one big chunk, but that's what we're going to do today, is go through and let you have an opportunity to look at these pieces one by one.
Perfect, perfect. You broke up there momentarily, Doug, but it looks like you're back, so that's good.
Okay.
So essentially at this point, you have your page. So like I said, you got your navigation over here. I can look at my actual profile, which is what the general public sees. I can view it as myself, or I can view it as public. And so this is what the public sees when they go to my profile, which is pretty cool. Websites, Twitter, that type of stuff. And then when I go back to as me, then I can edit my stuff. But then you also have the ability here on the personal page to do posts, just like you would in Facebook, which most of us are familiar with. You can also do posts now on LinkedIn, and it's very powerful to where I can be putting in different comments and different things as far as what I'm sharing, what I'm talking about, what I'm doing. I'm checking in somewhere and what have you. And then the other thing is you're kind of probably familiar with from Facebook, is instead of liking something, you plus it. You hit the +1 button. Okay? So it looks like 3 people have already +1 this post, or I could essentially share this as well. So that's pretty cool. All right, so with that, I'm going to continue moving on to more of the business side of things and where the value is. You also have the ability to have your photos in there, very similar to Facebook, I have my personal YouTube account on here, and then it also has things that I've plus one recently. So like Doug was saying, at the very top here, once you set up your business page, or I'll show you exactly how to do that actually, is when you click your picture up there, you have the ability to go to your other Google Plus page, which in this case is my company page. All right, and if I wanted to create a new one before I go there, all I would do is go over here, and I can go right over here to Pages. Okay, and then if I wanted to go there, I can now see what I have. If I wanted to search things locally, I can. But back to Pages, I can literally create a page here. Normally for a business, you'd set it up as a local business or page. And obviously you have other choices with these other different things here. But typically the local business one is the best because it is going to integrate with your Google Places page. And so typically you set that up through your Gmail account, and you have the ability to integrate what you've done in the past with your current new Google Plus page. Okay. So once you have a business page, which, like I said, is where I'm at now, and how I could get there is right here. I can go back and forth between my personal one right here and my business one right here. Okay, and it shows me plus my company name right there. Means I'm on my business page. Okay, very similar. I have an about page. I have the posts where I'm participating basically. I have my photos. I have a business YouTube account connected to this, which is very powerful. And then we have a reviews area. All right. And so they give you a really giant space right here to put your logos in, very similar to what I had here with my personal one. Let's see here. Personal one is kind of cool. I've actually have an animated image there of the water moving. But I give you a lot of real estate to put your information in there. And then moving down through my business page here, you can see I have all this information here of my company, the address, the website, the type of service I am, my hours, my phone number, that I'm a verified local business, directions, all types of information here. And then again, like I said, here's people that are in my circles for my business, and then here are posts that I've put up on there on my page. Now, a couple of things that I am going to cover now that we're into the business side of it is, okay, this all looks great, but how does this affect me, and why would I do it for my business? Okay, some of the key things are mobile device. When you have a mobile device and you're searching for Google, you're searching through Google, searching on Google for a local business, very easily I can be found through Google Maps and Google Search. Okay, so if I were to do a local search for, say, printing company Parker, where I live. Let's see if I can get a good example here. Okay, so right here I did a local search, which I am doing on a PC, but I can also do that on my phone. Right here is a local page. Okay, and as you can see, it gives me a map. It shows me the company. I can go into more info. All of this is connected to the Google Plus page. There's a review on there. So everything that I'm explaining is all tied to this company page. So I just kind of wanted to clarify how that's important. All this stuff correlates. When you're logged into the back end of your Google Places page, which is now integrated with Google Plus, you now have the ability to really track how many people are coming to this. and finding you on Google and through the maps and what have you. So you have analytics of all this as well on the back end. Also, what I said earlier about getting a custom URL, you can also get that now for your business, which they basically assign to you. You can't change it from what I understand. Once they give that to you, that's pretty much you can take it or leave it, but it is much better than a number because that's essentially what you got before was all of this gibberish up here with all these numbers. But essentially now I could send people to this link right here, and they could come right to my places page. The other things that are hugely important are reviews. So, you know, people can leave reviews for your business right here on your Google Plus account for business. And so these are very, very important when it comes to the fact that people are going to go out there and search for your company, and then they see positive reviews, or let's say you end up getting one negative review, but you got 30 positive reviews. Most of us would realize that that company is a reliable, reputable company, and you can actually respond back to the people after they leave a review, you know, and thank them or whatever you'd like to do. So reviews are big, and in some industries it's just unbelievably powerful because, like I say, when you're doing a search for companies, this company here has no reviews. This has one. This has one, but in some that are ultra competitive, especially like the restaurant industry and what have you, sometimes, you know, some have 50 reviews and some have 3. Well, if you have 50 reviews, believe it or not, that does help you rank higher in the search engines by having an active Google Plus page. Not just the reviews, but having activity on your page. Whether you're posting and other people are commenting back and what have you, that's really a big deal. So, any thoughts on that, gentlemen, before I move on?
Yeah, it's, as you mentioned, the engagement of your customers or, you know, viewers, whatever, on your Google Places, on your Google Plus account and all that, the more engagement you have from others, then the more relevant Google sees you as being. And so it is important that you understand whether you claim your location or not. If people are leaving comments out there and you're not responding to those, that's not going to do you any favors in the eyes of Google in ranking your business. And so whether it's a positive review or a negative review, it's important that you respond to that quickly so that it shows to Google that you are involved with your business page. And if you are, then you're going to have a much higher likelihood of showing up at the top of the page when people are searching for your service or your product.
Yep, that makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. So, all right, so a couple of things that I'm going to touch on now is Google Authorship. Okay, and what that means to you is you have the ability to connect your Google Plus page with your website or blog, which in some cases is one and the same thing. But that gives you the ability to, once that's all connected, it gives you the ability to have a picture next to something that you've posted. In this case, this post is something I did on Google Plus. It's got my picture on it. Okay. Also, I've got blog posts out there that same type of thing, and I'm sure a lot of you have seen that now, to where you have a picture next to your blog post. So you've essentially connected your blog post to Google through Google Plus. The other big thing, which is powerful, because Google really wants us to be humans. They don't want, they've really pushed away from the fact that there can be a lot of content out there with really no author, so to speak. It's just out there. But they really want to emphasize that humans are putting this content out there that are reputable. in this particular case right here as well, this is a Google Hangout, which I'm going to touch on in just a second, that we did with a local client, to where this was done through Google Plus and YouTube, and also got them found in the search engines. So backing up a little bit, having your everything connected is down here in your links, where as an author, I'm a contributor to these websites. Okay, there's a process to set that up. Oh, we got a lot of feedback there, Doug. Are you blowing the place up? Anyway, so you connect your websites or your blogs to your Google Plus page, and that way you can show up as an author. All right, and so very, very big, because here's some examples of how that works as well. Let me give you one more quick example. Okay, so in this case, here's some more examples of a Hangout showing up in the search engines, a Google Plus post, and right here is my blog. Now, one thing that you do need to be aware of is, since I am signed in to Google, right here you can see I'm signed in, the results here are going to show things that may not necessarily show up if I'm not signed in. And so that's something else to be aware of, in the fact that some of my posts definitely show up on the front page of Google anyway, but if you're not signed in, it changes these results. So what that means is, if I'm friends with a lot of people on Google Plus, and I'm signed in a lot, and I'm searching around for different things, their things are going to show up in my search feed. So Google has really integrated itself at a high level into everything that we do. And this is a prime example of that, to where even your search is controlled by your Google Plus and Google presence out there, and your friends as well. So those are some of the factors when it comes to that. The other thing I mentioned was Google Hangouts. We are on a Google Hangout right now, okay? And so this Hangout platform, where we essentially can do video training, video webinars, video conferencing, and everything right through our Google Plus account. This is automatically being recorded over to a YouTube channel of mine, okay? And so I don't even have to worry about recording it anymore. Google is doing it automatically for me. Now, granted, in this case, I am using a third-party program that's called Webinars on Air to put some of this together. But essentially, we have Hangouts all the time, where we have Hangouts on Air, which is a public one, and that can be something where essentially we have our own TV show like you're on today. And so I could be showcasing my work, I could be training people on different things, I could be doing a webinar, I could do whatever I wanted to do to inform people about my business through video. Okay, huge, huge step as far as what Google has put out with this. The other thing is there you can also just do a Hangout that's private, a private video call. So you could essentially be communicating with your employees, your friends, your family, or what have you, just through regular Hangouts. And that's this part right over here. So you saw right here, I clicked the Hangout button right here, the green one, and it shows right with Robert and Doug right here. But I can do private ones, which I have. We do them daily, where I can communicate with people through the video Hangouts. All right. So there are so many different factors when it comes to the whole Google piece here, and I'm just going to turn off my screen for a minute so we don't make everybody dizzy with the water. But when it comes to the different pieces here, it's a little overwhelming at first, but like Doug and Robert and I were discussing before the call, Google has gone out of their way to integrate their platform, Google in general, Google Plus, YouTube, into our daily lives to such a high level, and is continuing to evolve much further than any of us could possibly imagine. And where it's headed, nobody knows. But right now, if you are not claiming your Google Plus for business pages and you're not participating in this, I can assure you that your competition is or is about to. So it's crucial that you take the time to get a handle on this. We have put together some extensive training on all these things, and we'll be rolling that out in the coming weeks, to where you'll have video training on all these things, step-by-step instructions. Or, a lot of people just don't have the time for us. They give us a call, and we do it all for them. We set these things up. But, some of the high points I mentioned are having your business page, connecting it to your website and blog called Google Authorship, where I showed you the little picture next to the post inside of Google. Plus oneing, so if you're active on there and you're plus oneing other people's posts and comments, they're doing the same. Google loves that. That's called social signals, and it's a big part of how search and search engines are evolving. So plus oneing, very similar to Facebook's like button, very, very crucial. You can have your own communities on here as well. I didn't really touch on that, but you can essentially set up groups and communities, whether they're private or public, to communicate with folks, communicate with your people or what have you. It all ties together to play a very important role in getting your business found on Google. Ties together with your Google Places and Maps that still exist. It's just all kind of integrated into Google Plus. And then finally, getting reviews. Getting reviews on your Google Plus business page is essential. And as time goes on, it will be mandatory for you really to do that to get found with your local business. So with that, that was quite a mouthful. I tried to keep it kind of moving along so that we could respect your time. And of course, this will be recorded, so you'll have access to the recording. But I'm going to switch over to see if Doug wants to interject on some of that and get either Doug or Robert's input.
Sure. Yeah, I think just to break it down to basics. I mean, you gave us that was great, Brad. Appreciate that. It was a great overview of how much is available through Google Plus from a business owner's perspective, a local business owner. The things that are critical for you to have is to have your business page, because whether you want to deal with this or not, that's not an issue. It's just a matter of if you're doing it or when you're going to be doing it. But the point of the whole thing is I think we mentioned last week, Brad, that over 90% of the people will look online for something before they go out to make a local purchase. And at the same time, only about 1 out of 10 businesses have actually claimed their Google Places. So, it's coming. People are searching for it, and when they search, it's Google Places that pops up at the top of the page. So if you haven't claimed your spot, you're not there. They're not going to find you. And that is just from the very basic level. If you do nothing else, do that. But do the rest too.
Well, yeah, that's huge, and it's totally real. As far as what he's saying is, so many businesses are not on the cutting edge of this yet, and so they are essentially behind the times. And the early adopters to this technology will get the upper hand. And I'm just going to close out with one last thing here, so I can type and talk at the same time. Hold on.
Robert, do you got anything you want to throw in here while Brad's typing?
No, that's okay. Even though I'm doing this stuff, I learn stuff every time I watch this.
Yeah.
That's good. So here's something I was going to show you is how many of us daily anymore go to our smartphone and we search for something. You can actually do it with voice search now. I don't recommend that while driving. Pull over, be careful with this. But so many times we're looking for stuff, but we've got navigation and everything built right into these basically a computer in your pocket. And all of what we talked about today is crucial, because if I'm searching, let's say I had a flood in my basement, God forbid, and well, let's get the mood going here, right? Here's the flood in my basement. So I'm showing you my basement now. I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, what do I do now? I've got all this water coming into my basement. So I immediately go to my smartphone and I say, water damage. And I'm in Parker, Colorado, for example. And what happens is right away, if I can get it without the glare. Hold on, let me pull my blinds down. Okay, so right away, I'm pulling this up, and there is, kind of hard to see. Let me.
Yeah, it's too much glare.
Yeah, let me try something real quick here. Where did I go? You guys still see me?
Yep, you're there.
Okay. Anyway, where do I go? And right away, there is the list of Google Places, like I talked about earlier, and there are the local businesses that are on there. And there's Doug with his snorkel and mask going, help, I'm down in Brad's basement, and there's so much water, we need help. And so essentially, that's what we do. You know, we need to get relief quickly, and there we are on our smartphone searching for something. And because of the things we've put together on the Google side of things, we now can contact a local business directly through our phone. I literally could touch a button on my phone, and it's now calling dry right water damage. Let's say I got a chipped glass, or my windshield just got blown out of my car, and I'm searching for an auto glass replacement company in Denver, and up pops A+ Auto Glass, and I immediately touch the button, and Craig answers, and he's ready to come out and help me. So it's the same concept of what do I do, why does this tie into what I'm doing for my business, and how is this valuable? Well, it's valuable because people are effectively using this every day out there. Right now, somebody's looking on their smartphone for a local business, and that's where you need to be found. So
that's exactly right, and you know that really just makes the point that if you haven't claimed your place, if you're not there, you're not going to show up, so people can't find you.
Exactly.
And that's how people are searching today.
Yeah, and it's continually evolving more and more to mobile devices, and it's a mandatory situation. So with that, we're at the half-hour mark, and I know that Doug and Robert both have been playing with their special effects. Robert was on the beach there a moment ago with his special effect of Google, and Doug had on his snorkel and mask as well with the flood happening. Nothing like fun and games on the Colorado Business Hangout. We love what we do. We love helping local businesses, and our number one goal really is to supply you with the information that you need to really keep your business on the cutting edge of technology and what's happening out there.
Absolutely.
So yeah, Doug, we'll turn it over to you for some closing remarks, and then we'll wrap up.
Yeah, I mean, all I have really, Brad, is that I hope we stress the importance of having your business be connected with Google Plus and on Google Places. And if you're not sure how to do that, if this seems confusing to you, then give us a call, contact us, let us help you get that set up, because it really is. It is that important to you as a local business person to be on here. And it's your online real estate, and if you don't claim it, it's just sitting there like a vacant lot. Absolutely.
Perfect analogy. All right, gentlemen. Well, let's everybody go out there and prosper and do everything we can to support local businesses and help one another. And next week we will be meeting again, and I believe we're going to move on to we're going to be talking about Facebook for local business as well. So appreciate it, everybody, and we'll get the recording posted so you can watch us again if you like. Feel free to call myself, Doug, or Robert for any questions. You can always stop by ColoradoBusinessHangout.com. That's where the replays are. We've got all kinds of other information there, and you can contact us there as well. So with that, guys, everybody have a great day and a great week, and we'll catch you next time.
Great. Thank you, Brad.
Thanks, guys.
See you.